Okay, let's just jump right in. The first half of August, well, it didn't quite go as many expected, did it?
Yeah, no, definitely not.
We saw surprising strength, honestly, when a lot of folks were maybe bracing for a pullback. So looking ahead now, second half of the month, what's the feeling? What are you seeing?
Well, look, I'm still definitely bullish overall, but it's not quite that same first half of August bullishness, that recent surge.
Yeah.
It played out, well, exactly as we thought it would, hit the targets perfectly.
Right.
For the rest of this month, though, I'm expecting things to cool off a bit, maybe some flatness or some chop for Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Okay, flatness or chop for the majors?
Yeah, and for altcoins. We're likely seeing that liquidity pulling back out again and heading right back into, you guessed it, BTC and ETH.
So does that mean the party's kind of still going for Bitcoin and Ether, but altcoins are facing a bit of a cold, empty dance floor situation?
That's pretty much the picture right now. Unless, and this is the big caveat, the thing that could change the immediate game.
Okay.
Unless Bitcoin just completely ignores this and rams straight through the roof past $130 this month.
Wow, okay, $130 this month.
Yeah. And if that happens, that's not just bullish anymore. That's what we'd call cycle top bullish.
Meaning the peak for the whole cycle.
Exactly. It would mean the cycle top hits now in August, completely junking my current thinking about a November top.
Oh, okay.
But look, that's really the only scenario where the current outlook gets invalidated.
Got it. Okay. So shifting to ETH then, you've been consistently confident there for months now. What keeps that conviction so strong?
Oh, ETH is absolutely still the lead dancer in this whole thing. Bet after bet has just delivered.
It really has.
I mean, from our $1 4K entry points, it's basically tripled.
Incredible.
So even if we hit a worst case scenario, let's say liquidity pulls back from alt and ETH, I'm still only expecting higher lows for Ether.
Right.
My call for a new all-time high before $3 5Ks, that still stands. Doesn't matter what altcoins do this month. That call remains.
Okay, solid on ETH. What about Bitcoin then? What are the next steps, considering the targets you mentioned?
Yeah, so we hit our wide target one. That was 122 DLK. That was our first profit-taking zone from the $113 9K trade entry.
Right.
We're still holding for target two, which is obviously higher. For the next trade, the next setup, we're kind of just waiting for clarity now.
Clarity on what exactly?
Whether it sets a clear higher low on a retest or if it makes a lower low. Worst case, maybe we see a dip down towards what we call entry two.
Which is a re-entry point.
Exactly, our secondary buy zone. But even then, I'd expect a quick recovery, likely without hitting a tight stop loss.
Okay. Now, zooming out a bit, you talked earlier this year about something pretty unique, the QT alt season. Can you quickly unpack that again? How did that play out?
Right, the QT alt season. Well, it's already done. And it happened pretty much exactly as we laid out.
Yeah.
See, a QT alt season isn't your typical altcoin frenzy where everything pumps. It's way more specific. It's driven by liquidity anticipating quantitative tightening.
So the central bank pulling money out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that capital tends to consolidate, moving into higher conviction assets, mostly ETH, and maybe just a handful of other specific alts. It's more like a flight to quality.
Ah, okay. Not the broad speculative rush.
Precisely. That's the key difference from a conventional alt season, which, as I've said, I really only see happening after the September rate cut.
Right, the rate cut. You're calling for 50 basis points, 50 BPs, which is, well, it's double what most of the market seems to be expecting, right? They're mostly on 25 BPs. Why the stronger call?
Yeah, the market's definitely leaning towards 25 BPs now, like 90% odds priced in. Back in July, hardly anyone, maybe 10%, was even thinking 50 BPs was possible.
So what gives you the confidence?
It really comes down to digging into the underlying economic data, inflation trends, the labor market stuff. I think the Fed has more room and potentially more need to be aggressive than the market thinks. Watch, just watch. You'll see that 50 BPs call hit.
Okay, conviction noted.
Yeah.
So pulling this all together, unless Bitcoin does that absolutely wild $130 K plus move this month, you're still firmly targeting November for the overall cycle peak.
That's the plan. That's the big picture framework. And look, this leads to some really crucial advice for you, the listener, right now.
Okay.
Don't capitulate your ETH. Seriously, don't panic sell just because things might look flat or a bit choppy for a couple of weeks. Don't get shaken out.
Stay the course.
Yeah. The big picture is still the big picture. Keep your eyes on that.
That really does bring a lot of clarity for the next few weeks. It's definitely a different take than just watching the day-to-day noise. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. In a market this volatile, one that can just turn on a dime, how how do you personally balance anticipating that next big shift, maybe the one you've predicted, with having the conviction to hold that big picture view when everyone else might be getting nervous or shaken out? Something to think about.